back with comedian Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So last night I went directly into the heart of darkness, an open mic in a basement in the city. The horror. I haven't been to an open mic that open micy in years. That was something else. I went out with my man fucking Sam Kisajukian, did a couple of gigs. First one was basement open mic in the city, this place called Agent Court. It used to be an alright bar back in early 2000s. Used to go upstairs there, get fucked up. There'd be a few backpackers floating around. It had a little bit of a vibe, but it's bleak. It's dark now. So you go down the stairs to this open mic and you open the doors to the room the open mic's in, and it's dark, visually and spiritually. It sort of looks like a good venue. It's down in the basement. There's a stage. There's a couple of pylons in the way which don't help, but if you didn't know what you were looking at, you would think maybe this could be all right. But after this many years of comedy, you pick up a sixth sense. And the sense is you can feel the spirit of a million deaths in there. The thick, acrid atmosphere of bombing. It kind of feels greasy. And then you look around and you see who's in the room. And there's about 25 males, aged anywhere between 20 and 35. And the look of them is all the same. It's either a Zach Galifianakis type look, like a skew, a variation of that. You've got a few fucking Kumars in there from Harold and Kumar's, and you had a couple of fucking Harolds as well. That's it. And I would say most of them card-carrying incels. Members. So that's just the vibe of the place. It was as open mic as you can possibly get, and the show hasn't even fucking started yet. There's no hope in the room at all. No one has the illusion that this is going to end up well for anyone. I mean, in the short term or the long term. No one in the room, myself included, knows why exactly they're there, but they are there nonetheless. I don't know anyone in the room, but I've seen them all before. I know all of them. And then the show starts. And the horror. There's nothing quite as disturbing as watching a young... a young dude go up on stage with what he thinks are original jokes, which aren't, which I've seen at least 1,000 times from 1,000 people exactly like them, and deliver the first one with the confidence of a seasoned pro, and as soon as it doesn't land, just completely give up. You can literally see in the right lighting a piece of their soul fly away from their body. It's hard to watch. It truly is. It's unwinnable as well. Everyone should know that. You're performing to comedians. Well, comedians is a very fucking loose term. But you're performing to other open micers. Most of them who haven't been on yet. So they're in their own head thinking about having to go up and do this shit. They're not even listening to you. There were 3 people in the crowd. There was a guy that fucking looked like he took way too much acid in the late 80s, early 90s. There was a, I don't know what she was, Spanish or something. She could barely speak English. And there was an Asian lady. They were a crew. And they were out of their minds as well. And that was the crowd they deserved. It was as open mic as open mics get. The 3 crowd were just like, what the fuck is this? It's fucking hard when crowd come in and witness this. It's like one of those things that you don't think ever happens, and then you walk in on it and you're like, oh my God, this happens here in the city? I didn't know there was an underground fucking community like this. I wish I'd never seen this. I wish I didn't know this existed. Now I have to walk around the rest of my life knowing there's incels in basements telling one-liners about their fat girlfriends. Hypothetical fat girlfriends. Fucking hell. It was an experience. It was fucking wild getting back out there into the fucking trenches. I might do fucking one of them a week. Just a reality check. Then the second gig was an open mic as well, but they were charging people and there was an actual crowd. But they were giving the comics 3 minutes. So I went on stage for 3 minutes. It was a good night. Just fucking... Oh, fuck. I would not be starting that again. If I was a little bit fucking wiser when I was younger and I walked into one of those rooms, the old open mics I used to do, I would have just fucking looked at it, looked around, said, no, this is not for me, and just fucking walked away and turned my back on the whole thing forever. I would have only had to have been a little bit wiser. Jesus Christ, the fucking horror. Anyway, that'll do it for tonight. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around, and I'll see you the fuck later.